is a bridge that goes to one singular tile, and you have to go and search it to validate the seed. But it appears we're going to be underway here, Bobski, as BlueLobstah is getting a lecture right now and playing capital L. I believe that's a strength agility.
Yeah, you can see that the defense power is a little bit lower, so it definitely has the agility there.
We start with gold, the stones of sunlight, of course, sleep and repel. Still waiting on Sparkover's side to move, and we get that magic key. So there's enough money for a hand axe or maybe a copper sword chainmail if there's a town nearby. Uh-oh, Beta Strep gets a wish that I always see him make. We've got a swamp tile touching the castle. Hopefully they're not surrounded.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see who takes the first step outside, just how dominant that swamp is.
Well, here we go. What will we see here, Bobski? Oh, no. Wow. Wow. Oh, and it's no help in the cave either.
Just the jerk.
Good to have that for the end of it, but this is brutal. Right at the bottom, they're stuck. They're going to have to walk the desert. Sleep, strats, don't fail me now.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a long fight, but you get a whole level off of the magician if you keep them asleep.
The issue, of course, they're facing is that magicians are going to hit them decently due to that low defense power, so that sleep spell better be landing and keeping them asleep, or crits.
And Sparkover is going to find the jerk here as well, and luckily we have 27 hit points as well to at least take a little bit of damage before we can find a encounter, get out of the swamp, and go on the way.
This magician is probably drawing close to the death zone now, and indeed, down goes the magician. Here comes level 2 for BlueLobstah. Meanwhile, Sparkover finds a slime. And Bobski, what do we get? Not much in the way of stats, but a heal and a hurt more. Oh boy.
The spell is the main gain there. You did notice the 1 agility gain, so the defense power for BlueLobstah is only 3, but that hurt more is going to make quick work of most enemies.
Yeah, the lack of magic points as well is going to be an issue. They have enough magic for 1 hurt more and 1 heal.
Well, you just get a quick trip back home to do the refresh. I think we're going to see a lot of death warping in the swamp.
I wonder if they're going to try to trek out into the swamp, see if they can find something a little better than these starting monsters.
It might not hurt to try that. Getting out of Zone 0 is probably a good call here.
Oh my goodness, did you just see what happened to Sparkover? A hurt more from a magician. BlueLobstah kind of beat the odds there, keeping that magician asleep and not taking a hurt more in the process.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it the commentator's curse, but I was thinking about it, that magicians could have either Dragon Lord 2 breath or even low Dragon Lord breath and be pretty devastating.
Sparkover just 1 slime away. And there it is. Here will be level 2 for Sparkover. You might see a slight stat differential because she is playing strength hit points.
And BlueLobstah gets to level 3, and we see 616.
0616.
I was going to say 0616. I knew I missed one.
Well, you know, missing that strength is kind of unfortunate, but at the same token, it doesn't mean a whole lot early on, and I'm not sure why he's going to plink a magician. Seems like a bit of a waste of time. Just take the death, get your magic refill, and just start over.
Every little bit of experience counts, I guess, right now. You haven't really seen any better gaining enemies at this point. I think it's been a couple of slimes and then magicians is all that BlueLobstah's seen.
Magicians are packing double more today, boys.
Well, you got to put them to sleep then, I guess. And Sparkover just hero walking through the swamp and getting down to 1 hit point.
There is so much swamp to traverse here early on. I'm surprised. I think how long it takes to punch a magician to death. You just take the death, take the respawn, and start over. Get your magic refilled. And look at this, taking down a skeleton. So that walk pays off. Sparkover gaining a level here and almost all the way to level 4. Just needs a few more experience points.
Yeah, one more to be specific.
So with that brave trek through the swamp, it pays off greatly for Sparkover. And what is BlueLobstah doing here? There's been a few moments of not moving.
You know, it's really hard to know whether that's just making notes or planning out the next step or kind of what the plan is. It's hard to say.
Well, either way, here comes a level for Sparkover. We get 4 power, 1 agility, 2 hit points, 3 magic points. Nothing else doing, but stats are a little slow here at the start.
But hey, we've got 3 Hurtmores to throw out now if we start with the 18 MP. You even get a heal out of there.
I'm very interested to see this difference in strategies. The outlined, do you go out there and try to get a Hurtmore enemy? It's paying off for Sparkover thus far.
Yeah, it looks like that first zone that zone 0 seems to extend south from the castle. So unless you kind of get the edge of zone 1 on the side here, it's probably not going to be enemies you want to see until you go up into the swamp or around.
There are red slimes over here, so Sparkover can keep picking up nickels and dimes, trying to wait for that skeleton to show up, getting a couple experience per pop. You see level 4 now for BlueLobstah. Again, pretty modest stuff as we've seen. We're waiting for that big breakout level and allowing them to move out and maybe start exploring a little. You don't see Hurtmores on a ghost very often, do you?
Not usually, but you can throw them out there. I guess it's faster than hitting right now.
Oh, Sparkover with the wasted excellent move on a skeleton and getting sent back to the start. So Sparkover is awfully close to level 5 here, Bobski, only about 4 experience points away. Maybe this will be the big gain that she's looking for to get pushing out. And we got a Magician. This would be enough, and she's attacking. Very brave, knowing it has Hurtmore.
And there's the Hurtmore. Stays alive, though, with a 33 roll.
And now she finds out about the Healmore.
And deciding to run away instead of just landing a Hurtmore on it. I'm not opposed to that play. I just, at some point, you got to get the level and just go with it.
I was surprised we didn't see Hurtmore on the first turn. Just get the level, see what you got. Figure out the next step from there.
Yeah, I think if we see a little bit more magic or a little bit more hit points, we might see venturing up into those mountains up north, but we'll see.
So something interesting to take note of, BlueLobstah is still carrying a lot of money here. I believe 800 gold at present.
Maybe looking to strike out and find a town?
Being very cautious, keeping that money in hand, might be able to get, a decent piece of equipment. Don't know if it'll swing things, but regardless, Sparkover, level 5, 3, 1, 24, no agility in there, so 3, 0, 1, 24. There's the magic that will allow them to at least explore a little.
Yeah, that'll be big on being able to heal and also do a number of Hurtmores, right? So you can spend probably 3 or 4 heals and still have 5 Hurtmores left. That'll be big. And BlueLobstah is striking out.
Unfortunately, the sneak is sleep attack, and the Magic Wyvern takes him down. You can see a cave on the side of his screen. So once they get in those foothills, just to the west, there is a cave.
And that would have been a good enemy to hit with a Hurtmore, too. That would have been a fair amount of experience when you've only got 64 in the bank right now.
What, you more than doubling your total amount? That's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, it's adequate. We'll see whether it's good enough for BlueLobstah on the next go-round.
No. Look what's waiting up by the bridge. That could be a bottleneck right there. If those reds are in the foothills, that might be a disastrous place to try to get through.
Yeah, this seed is, it's thrown up a couple roadblocks so far.
But they do have Hurtmore, and if they run to the right enemies, they can just trash their way through casting spells. And I see a validation spot right there in the swamp.
almost too close to home to validate. You almost want to go further just to be able to search.
But maybe it's close coordinates. You never know. Here we go. Is it? One time that's going to pay off and somebody's going to win a race in a laugher. Does this dead end? It looks like it might.
It could be that it could go off to the east there, but this werewolf is going to stop us from seeing anything right now.
Another enemy that can die to or hurt more. Not a guarantee, but could have happened. But the sneak attack made all of that moot.
Yeah, the 14 and 15 agility is not in our favor, and that is indeed a dead end.
Oh, this is no bueno, boys and girls. Red dragons guarding the bridge over by the foothills. This could be a long haul.
Sparkover has jumped out to about a double lead here on the experience points, but it's so early that doesn't, that double lead is nothing. That's a whole hurt more at any point, as long as we don't get back attacked.
I didn't see where BlueLobstah ran into that stone man. They can be slept fairly easily, and they are coin flip to hurt more. If you're feeling lucky, you could take one down, spending 12 magic points.
I think it was just in the zone, next to where Sparkover is, but I could be mistaken.
Well, here comes another level for Sparkover using hurt gained on the previous level to get 4, 8, 10, 6. Now there's a decent level, Bobski.
Those are all good solid numbers, but you need to string a couple of those levels really to even start thinking about having a chance against that red dragon. And really, you're just going to hope to run away.
Well, here's a chance for Sparkover, and indeed the werewolf goes down to a hurt more, a massive get, 95 experience points. Very nice. Can she do it twice in a row, Bobski?
We'll see. It could be close.
Unfortunately, doesn't get it, and the werewolf cleans her clock and sends her home. And yeah, that agility is still awfully low. 23 is going to make it tough to deal with those reds.
Yeah, and the defense is just so low that, even if you could survive and see a first action turn, it's unlikely you're going to get away and you're not going to survive the hit.
Pointed out in chat, it's about a 12% chance to escape that red dragon. I like those odds. For entertainment purposes, not for them to get away.
Sparkover's going to give it another shot, though.
Nowhere else to go, and honestly, I was wondering if she might try to get one more level, but she runs into a red. It just isn't a dragon.
Yeah, it looks like this is just the end of that zone that she was working in with the skeletons.
Uh-oh.
Hello, red dragon.
Goodbye, Sparkover. Now it's time to see if BlueLobstah is going to find out about that nasty foothill guardian. Resident Urkima, that's actually not a bad enemy to harvest here. Surprised not going right for the hurt more.
Yeah, I would just go for the hurt more, having seen everything else that's killed us so far.
I take it back. Having hurt, that is the better magic spell expenditure. Definitely. And there we go. Welcome to the party, pal.
Pulled over and sent home.
I believe that's, 3 arrests already? We're off to a ripper of a start here.
It is definitely not a speedy seed so far. Definitely getting pulled over for just going 5 over in the 25-mile-per-hour zone.
Oh, and look at this. There is heal more on the Drakima, so might just be best to indeed, as Sparkover does, level that hurt more, fire and forget, and just move on with your day.
I think this is the seed of, if the enemy is going to go down, just overkill it. Don't wait to see if it has hurt more. Don't wait to see heal more. Just put it down.
And hey, this Drakima right here will indeed give Sparkover level 7. I was just waiting to see the experience to be doubly sure. Indeed, level 7, Bobski. Let's see what we're going to get. Not too bad. What was it? 7, 1, 12, and 8 with, I believe, the return spell.
That is what it was. So we're not using return anytime soon. We get free trips back right now, but the 7 and 12 were definitely good numbers to see. Sparkover looks like she might make it towards this. Yeah, there it is. This cave. It's in the dark. We don't have radiant.
Looks like tablet. No, mountain cave, judging by
I'm
the
going to say
movement.
mountain. Yeah.
It's mountain based on the movement. So let's see what she can do. Hey, look, it's her friend, the Drakima. And indeed, Chad is correctly pointing out those trips aren't free. The king will take a $1.05 every time you go back. Did Sparkover get lost?
I think she might have just barely missed the entrance.
And there's a stone man. And she's going back to the king. I'm glad to see somebody got my joke and reference about the cost of freedom. That's good. That's real good. So for those just joining us, we live in Swampland. There is a red dragon guardian to the northeast. Thankfully for our runners, they did get heal and hurt more at level 2. Otherwise, I shudder to think where we'd be right now.
BlueLobstah gets a Wraith Knight, which is susceptible to hurt more and does make a big chunk of that experience deficit up.
And east of the castle, there is just a few little land, a couple bridges, nothing to see there. And to the west is, right near the castle, pardon me, there's the Rainbow Drop Cave, the Jerk Cave if you prefer, and then this mountain cave. And that is all we have seen thus far. All kinds of bats living in the dark here. This seems somewhat accurate. And hey, a metal slime. BlueLobstah, you feeling lucky, buddy? One. This is a brave
mountain cave. Great.
This is a brave little metal slime here, Bobsky. And look at that. It breathes baby breath.
Yeah, it can do a number on you. I might have just swung there. But staying in the fight, the metal slime is just sticking around. It's not scared.
This is some trolly metal slime. Gonna heal again. Feeling really sure it's gonna hang around. This is the bravest metal slime in history. And 3. Unbelievable. How many turns was that?
That was at least 10, if not more.
So with that, gets level 6 and is just a stone's throw from level 8. Only 18 experience away now. Oh, look, a metal slime. 1.
No healing this time.
If he'd landed that for a 3 for 3, still has a shot though. Oh my, can he get it? Ah, there's the fire, and Lobstah is cooked in the pot, going home. So we're just waiting to see if there's anything else. We have seen the top chest in the cave. It is fairy water, and there's so much swamp on this map right now. Can you believe this, Bobsky?
You know, it's not a big swamp flag set, but it could be.
A 24 agility red dragon run. How about that? I believe in chat, Beta Strep said that's a 13 and point change worth of a run.
Yeah, that's not odds I'd want to play, but yeah, you might as well try and run.
Look at that power. Look at that agility. The rest ain't so great, but hey, more spells, including heal more.
And Sparkover has found another cave.
Runs from a star wyvern. How about that?
That is a turn for the better here. One of the first in the seed. We'll see what this cave is.
Tablet, I believe, based on the walking I saw.
Yep, And Sparkover's just going to decide maybe a little later. Maybe when we see that we need it.
And with this slime, BlueLobstah will be within 1 experience point of level 8. And with this slime, BlueLobstah will not be getting to level 8. Game, don't let them run away. That's mean. You ruin the meme. So here we go. Level 8 now for BlueLobstah. Gonna like those stat gains for sure.
Yeah, definitely a neck-and-neck race right now. Sparkover has a little bit of experience knowledge, or map knowledge that BlueLobstah doesn't have, but really, that'll all go in about a minute. As soon as they break out of this little bottleneck here.
A Magi Wyvern for Sparkover. This, as you were alluding to earlier, 83 experience. That is the best guaranteed to die to a Hurtmore if it lands enemy in the game. 83 experience. Very, very nice.
Yeah, definitely probably the friendliest encounter in that zone. Still can back attack Sleep You, but does go down to the Hurtmore for quite an efficient grind.
There's a big Axe Knight takedown for BlueLobstah. That's 130 experience points. And now just hunting it in the swamp. We have a town. It's Hawksness. Oh,
21 and a half in.
And this could actually be a good thing for once. Coming in with a decent amount of levels. You got Hurtmores in the tank. You can heal to full. Maybe you'll get lucky. And did I just see DL2 breath from that Axe Knight?
Yes, you did. You saw the barbecue breath coming out.
Well, let's see if Sparkover can get to the spike spot here. If you take out the Guardian on the tree in the back of the shop, you can search that spot on the ground, finding an item or nothing. Depends. There's several items that could be there. It could be important. It could be nothing. It could be a useless item. Let's find out. It's a stone man. Okay, this is doable, Bobski, for sure. Sleep it and just start blamming Hurtmores.
Yeah, now that we have Heal More, we can definitely heal back up to full. You don't have to try and out-heal by just rolling well. It stays asleep so far.
She lands the first Hurtmore. Now, if it rolls high hit points and she rolls low Hurtmores, it could actually survive 2 Hurtmores. It is possible. She is 4 for 5 on misses. That's some bad luck. Gets the second Hurtmore to land. That's enough. The Stone Man goes down. She's near level 9, but more importantly, she finds out there's absolutely butkus inside of Hawksness.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's probably nothing there. And seeing the start of this seed, just starting in the middle of the swamp, having the bottleneck, this Axe Knight showing up reliably for BlueLobstah in the zone with the Red Dragon, I believe.
So this Axe Knight throwing that DL2, a max DL2 at that. And BlueLobstah again back to the start, and a Red Dragon in the plains. Sparkover escapes. Now that's a little better of a chance with this agility. And the Red Dragon makes no mistake, Bobski. Sneak attack. Back to the king you go.
You can get away once, but I think I like to envision that Red Dragon just chasing Sparkover across the plains and saying, no, not today. You don't get away just yet.
Missed the level 9 there, unfortunately, but luckily BlueLobstah is not far away. We'll have to check the stats, but doing a rough comparison, that's a pretty good agility gain that they're going to get.
Yeah, 56 isn't bad for a mid-game agility count, but it's not going to cut it for the end of the game, so we're going to have to see a few more gains there, hoping for probably 30 to 40 more agility by Go stats.
They found a town. What are you talking about, Ryudo? And by the way, I was going to say, by the way, that was a fizzled Hurtmore on that Axe Knight. I had the Axe Knight, laughed it off and said, oh, that's too bad. I'll show you how to burn somebody down.
Yeah, it's a town. It just nobody lives there anymore.
And the craziest thing was BlueLobstah got snuck attacked by that Axe Knight, but was able to, survive because it only attacked him. And the red dragons apparently are all over these plains. This is gross.
Yeah, red dragons seemingly everywhere. And these Axe Knights are just reliably showing up for BlueLobstah. But again, just not getting that first turn. Gets sent back to the king.
Yeah, it seems like a time to hunt down some mid-range enemies and start hurt-moring them. Knights, Droll Magi's, Druid Lords. What else? Magi Wyverns, Wraiths, Wraith Lords. There's all kinds of that mid-range. If you can just find them, they'd be good grindage.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like, what we've seen so far is maybe a werewolf, but that has its own dangers there with, I believe it had Dragonlord 2 Breath.
No, it's just been punching really hard as far as I recall. I don't think it was throwing really big stuff unless I missed a takedown. And hey, Sparkover finds the Axe Knight.
And goes for it. Does it pay off?
It does. BlueLobstah, the scorpion dodges your punch. This is not your day.
Gotta watch out for those scorpions. They're quick.
Another first turn takedown of an Axe Knight. I don't think Sparkover's seen the DL2 breath yet.
And if you're lucky, you're not going to. But eventually that's going to come out and Sparkover is going to get sent back, I think.
So BlueLobstah has found one of those mentioned enemies, a mid-range enemy and a Druid Lord, guaranteed kill to a hurt more. Maybe he starts hunting them down here. Hard to say.
Yeah, 24, 2, and 4 was that level 9. And Sparkover's just, I want to say, about 200 away from level 10 at 1,500.
Yeah, a little less, I believe, with that last Axe Knight. And speaking of Axe Knights, another chance here. And takes another one down. Big gets for Sparkover.
Getting that max roll hurt more is really helpful in having your chances. And another town.
And this another Axe Knight. And
this one's going to have people in it.
And it's not a DL2, Bobski. Will she get another one? No, but it doesn't use the breath, and she's still alive. Unbelievable. As we've seen, they're very breath happy, and level 10 for Sparkover, we have the following: 16 power, 1 agility, 13 hit points, 6 magic points. That's a very solid level.
Yeah, you like to see that level. Let's get into this town, see what's here. Is it it's Cole.
Cole has an item shop, a weapon and armor shop, an inn. And as you can see, we do have hand axe here. Could get a decent punching weapon. And indeed she does. I think there was a chainmail as well. She will buy that. So she has a little bit of protection. It may not mean much here in about 5 seconds because there's a search spot, Bobski. What are we going to see?
I'm going to go with the flute or the token.
Nailed it. It's a fairy flute, vanilla style. So Sparkover gets no help. It could have been Erdrick's sword. It could have been Erdrick's armor. It could have been Erdrick's token. It could have been the silver harp. It could have been the death necklace. It could have been the fairy flute, which it was, or nothing. I believe that covers all the possibilities.
Yeah, because we already have the stones, so it can't be those.
Beta Strep is thoroughly amused, as are many viewers, I suspect. This is quite the seed.
And more Axe Knights for Sparkover. Are we going to see that? We can survive Dragonlord 2 Breath right now at 79 hit points.
And Sparkover finds Freebie Cave. And what do we get from Freebie Cave? The Vanilla Stones of Sunlight has the armor. A huge get. Sparkover definitely in command at the moment.
And that is going to open this up for Sparkover. No longer taking swamp damage, having the Hurt More and Dragonlord 2 Breath damage. That's just a valuable find, and that's really gonna make this race interesting to see how long it takes BlueLobstah to get up to the northwest to find that cave.
She doubles her defense power in the process. She also heals every single step she takes. 1/3 on the hurt more and the breath attacks. Quite nice. And look at this. She gets it just in time to find out the "I've been getting away with it" news.
And is just playing this Axe Knight safe as there's another town on the screen. Are we going to find Keysville here?
The way it's starting to roll for her, you wouldn't be shocked as she is only, 270 some away from the next level, but it's Garenham. There's a locked door here to a warehouse with 3 treasure chests. There's a staircase in the back of this town she can't reach right now, but she definitely could check out that mountain cave next time she goes home. And hey, look at this big agility gain coming here for I thought it was a big agility gain. No, that was the last level. Pardon me. BlueLobstah just getting some more stats here. Where is BlueLobstah? South of Mountain Cave?
It looks like they turned south and found the bottom of the map. I did not catch how they got there, but I believe you just take a south turn as soon as you get through past Mountain Cave.
And there is a cave over there. Did we get a check on that? Appears not. We're going to get a check in a moment if the Star Wyvern doesn't stick its dirty beak in the way.
This may be where Sparkover took the death earlier after finding the Erdrick's cave.
That's
no
correct.
Monsters, no encounters, bonking 2 steps in.
We have seen this. It is indeed, as you say, the Tablet Cave. Does BlueLobstah know how to dark navigate? Appears to be making a go of it. With no outside, this could be dangerous.
You can lose a minute or 2 pretty quickly here. If BlueLobstah has a map on hand, it's usually pretty easy to find where you are, but has taken very good runners minutes to get out of this cave when they get lost.
Getting lost in here is a disastrous move, and right now gets to basement 2, so halfway to the chest, but that's only a quarter of the way through when you don't have outside. Here comes level 11 for Sparkover. That was a lot of hit points, Bobski.
Yeah, we're looking pretty on the hit points now. We could use some other stats, but hit points is definitely in Sparkover's favor at this point.
A Spectre here, and she's just going to attack, and she takes it out with a well-placed axe blow, dropping 29 to take it down. That must have been the lower end of its hit points, I'd have to say.
Yeah, a good roll on Sparkover's attack and a low hit point roll on the Spectre.
She gets another one with 2 turns there. That's a quick 94 experience in 2 battles as she continues to just plow along with impunity, ignoring all the swamp.
And BlueLobstah grabbing the scale from the chest at the bottom of Tablet Cave, getting an extra 2 defense power.
And right now, an excellent move. Everything's coming up Sparkover right now. Axes Rogue Scorpion in 1 turn. Unbelievable.
Making good use of that axe. I thought maybe going to the shop before checking the spot there in coal would have been potentially dangerous, but it wasn't Erdrick's sword on the spot, so it paid off.
And in her case, the other stuff in the shop really wasn't worth buying, so it fit her money at that moment. So actually to her advantage to go there first. Not the usual play, but it worked out. BlueLobstah running out of resources here, but punches out that werewolf for another 95. And speaking of werewolves, with this one, Sparkover is going to be less than 350 to the next level. She is just flying right now.
Yeah, all of the Axe Knights that Sparkover happened to find and kind of make her way through as she...
Oh, look at this.
Oh, there are keys.
There are keys indeed for BlueLobstah, and running out of resources finding it. Sparkover, meanwhile, has seen the walls of Sharlock in the top right corner of Sparkover's screen.
Yeah, that's a find. We aren't quite ready to get in there yet, but it's definitely good to know where that's at. It looks like it's a decent walk from home. And Sparkover is going to find Remolder right there, too. Guarded by a red dragon, but gets away.
Oh, no, this is
that's Cole.
This is Cole. As you see, Remolder is actually on a coast on the east side. She's on a coast that's on the west side. So kind of funny how that works out. We're going to get an in check here from BlueLobstah. 2 keys to get 1 item. What are we going to get?
2 for 1 key? No.
No, it's the 1 for 2 key. It's a bad sale. Because you spend 1 key and you get 2. You see, that's the 2 for 1. You got to reverse it.
Yeah.
It's like coordinates. You got to reverse it. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
Man, we haven't even gotten that far. I haven't had a chance to make that mistake. Why are you getting ahead of me?
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we'll make plenty of mistakes, and the chat will point them all out. But regardless, we have some chainmail for BlueLobstah, also wearing the dragon scale found in tablet. I'm wondering if Sparkover is going to bother to loop back. Probably just going to ignore it, unless it's absolutely necessary. It's really just kind of out of the way.
Yeah, I would imagine that Sparkover is going to do her best to find her way around the map and see as many other chests before going back into tablet. So I doubt we'll end up back in there on Sparkover's side.
I mean, the cave we know about that no one's explored is Mountain Cave, not far at all from the castle. We've seen the top or the basement 1 floor chest is fairy water. We've seen none of the basement 2. But here's level 12, 1, 6, another 16 hit points, and 5 magic points. These stats are coming together, but that strength is lacking.
And Cantlin, we have coordinates on the table if we had keys, but we don't have keys yet on Sparkover's side. So I think that's going to become pretty high on the to find list.
An excellent move by BlueLobstah sends the wyvern crying home to mama. 64 experience points. So despite the lack of armor, BlueLobstah is hanging around right now. That key advantage is playing big at the moment. But when does BlueLobstah go home to check the castle?
And Sparkover has what I believe must be Breckenary on her screen.
Doing the math, I think you're correct, because we've seen all the other towns. So why are people attacking Rogue Scorpion? Should they not just be hurt more in them and counting their 70 experience points?
I personally would, but you can make your own choices. It's choose your own adventure here on Randomania.
This is very true. I choose to go to page 37 where Droll Magi draws near. And that will get level 11. No, sorry, it's 7 experience points away. Math is hard. Going for the coin flip takedown of the blue dragon. Not landing that one. Now trying to escape and can't get away. 1 hit point left, Bobski.
I'm interested the choice of going for the hurt more and then just trying to nope out of the fight. That's I don't know. I guess I buy into the sunk cost fallacy too many times when I play this game.
Did you see that? I believe I saw a metal slime on Sparkover's screen, but it ran away. I didn't know they could do that.
Oh, but they're very scared.
Not on BlueLobstah's side of the equation.
Well, BlueLobstah was much lower level at that point in the game. Sparkover is very healthful and vigorous at this point.
I don't think that was going to have any effect on them. Plus, don't we play with scared metal slime flags on anyway?
Yeah, we do. Scared metal slime flags are in effect, and so there was a chance on every turn for BlueLobstah to have that metal slime run away.
Sparkover continuing to explore the wrong area of the lake to find Remolder. She is still looking, and finally BlueLobstah goes home. We will get a check of the armory here, but first things first, refilling magic points at this fine wizard. Hey, look at Axe Knight. I bet you it's going to die. And by the way, those hit points are disgustingly large. The Death Necklace might be in play for this seed, you'd have to think.
You would have to think, but stranger things have happened. We could see 0 hit points for the next 4 levels.
Then we have to find the thing, too.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
The metal slime appears and runs away from Sparkover. It is there again. She attacks, no damage, and it runs away again. Wait, BlueLobstah didn't check the armory.
No, has run right back to Mountain Cave. Guess maybe hoping for a gold grind setup here. I don't know that I would have played it that way, but it's a valid play. You're expecting a trip home eventually. So might get back to that treasury here in about 2 minutes.
A fizzled Hurtmore on a Wraith Knight. One of the more frustrating enemies that dies to a Hurtmore. A 3 in 16 chance that Hurtmore will not land. Meanwhile, Sparkover trying to take out the blue dragon. Still in the fight. Can she get it? I'm surprised we didn't see a Healmore there, and that cost her.
Yeah, that was, I think, maybe anticipating a slightly higher roll on that last hit, but should have been pretty close based on what I was seeing.
Hey, look, a metal slime. It runs away. It's learned its lesson. Don't mess with BlueLobstah. It's back, and again, gets punched and runs away. We had a big gold chest, which had been seen before, as rightly pointed out in chat. We'll wait to see what else is in this cave.
We are just a couple steps away from the two chests at the top here, and then one more, kind of the long maze around.
We have an herb. She's probably hoping for a key. That's not a terrible play right now. You know, there's 4 chests. There's a chance there's a key in here. That would be a huge get for her.
But we know that it's not in those top 2 chests, as we've seen BlueLobstah get an herb and then the fighter's ring.
I'm kind of surprised she's bothering with these metal slimes.
Well, your chance of hitting them is just as high as running away most of the time.
That's not a terrible point by you. And hey, she finds they have breath, and she's up to 2 damage now. She could get one here. Fails to land there, but the metal slime hangs around.
And there it goes.
Indeed, Sparkover takes down a metal slime. 255 experience points, the maximum amount. Hey, she's got another one, and she's landed a shot.
Sticking around to see at least one more punch. There's 2 damage, and it's breathing fire.
3 hits in a row, and another grab for her. Unbelievable. Level 13, back-to-back jacks. 6 power, 1 agility, 3 hit points, 9 magic points. A solid level, but not where she really wanted to see it.
Yeah, we're still looking to see a little bit more strength come around the corner here.
But up to 11 potential Healmores, that's pretty nice. Now, BlueLobstah, I guess hoping for some Hurtmores here.
Yeah, you got to use that fighter's ring to waste the turn, and the magician just runs away.
I can't blame it. It's like, why aren't you attacking me? You're just playing with your ring. You're weird. I'm out of here.
You know, that is a fight strategy that I haven't seen play out, but it could work.
A rogue scorpion using Healmore, and now BlueLobstah's like, you know what? To heck with this. Hurtmore's it takes the experience and is now hoping to see something a little more dangerous than what we've seen. We do know there's some bad enemies in here, but they're not showing up.
Never when you want to see him do you find the enemy to give you that death warp. Sparkover finding another metal slime, it runs away on the back attack this time.
A green dragon, somewhat dangerous, but a good Hurtmore candidate. Will it die? Does not die. Does it kill? No.
And goes for another Hurtmore. Might have been able to swing and do the deed that way, but gets the guarantee. Spell. Yeah,
even
gets the guarantee.
Spell. Yeah. Regardless, a Drakima, it runs away wisely. Like, look, there's a stone man in here, right at the staircase. Another green dragon. But a Healmore was used, so I guess BlueLobstah is not going to take the death.
Yeah, I thought we were setting up to try and get a gold grind out of Treasury, but might just be looking to keep finding the green dragons here and get a little bit of experience in the pouch.
Well, you kill one more after this. That's level 12. Could be a good move. A
Yeah.
Stone Man. Maybe this is the death take. Can land Hurtmores here if Lobstah wants to, but I think choosing to save a Healmore maybe and some sleep casts.
And the enemies can stay asleep for as many turns as you get lucky, so that can play out pretty well for those choosing to cast sleep.
I believe it's every turn it's a 50-50 chance they stay asleep or wake up.
I thought it was 33% chance to wake up, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I wouldn't say you're wrong. 33%. Thank you, Angel FM. Confirming Bobsky. How about that? And gets the level. Look at this. Sparkover about to get the bad news about the dragon scale in tablet. So, caves we haven't seen yet, Bobsky. We've seen every town. We have not seen Swamp North, Swamp South, or the Grave, but we know where Garanham is at least, and that'll have... Oh, we also haven't seen the Harp Traded.
Correct. I was just about to add that, but you caught on right before I got there.
Hey, I was right about something for once in my life. That's a good thing. Regardless, Sparkover now walking out. No outside spell. Bit of a move here. BlueLobstah takes the death. Let's see. Will we finally get the check? No!
Oh, okay. Well, we are out back into the world. That is not what I expected to see there, and maybe BlueLobstah is just going to go right back, but nope. Out into the world we go. Skipping the 4 chests in the treasury and potentially 5 more chests in the basement if the Grave of Garanham is down there.
And there was a huge opportunity. If it is the grave underneath the castle, that is 9 chests that BlueLobstah could gold grind in at any point. Having already opened all those chests in Mountain. And this is possibly the death knell right here for BlueLobstah. Sparkover is approaching Remolder.
Yeah, I think Sparkover's in the driver's seat here. It could go... We'll see what Sharlock has to offer our runners. If it's anything like the first 30 minutes, it could get interesting.
Yeah, this right here is a huge game changer. Sparkover definitely in control. And BlueLobstah, has BlueLobstah even seen Hawksness yet?
Yes, BlueLobstah did see Hawksness, has gotten up to Cole, I believe. No, it doesn't have the flute, so hasn't been to Cole yet.
We got to think he's going to do a check now, but he's going to get the bad news that it's nothing whatsoever. Sparkover, meanwhile, getting those keys, filling up at the inn, and probably just going to strike out now and go back to Garanham and Cantlin.
Yeah, I would expect that Sparkover would make a beeline for one of the places that they can use keys. I'm not actually sure that any of them are very close to Remolder, but we do have the return spell, so we can make quick work of that.
For those just joining us, the Erdrick's armor is in the Freebie Cave or Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave. Unfortunately for BlueLobstah, has not seen it yet. Meanwhile, of course, Sparkover got the armor some time ago, and it doubled her defense in the process and has really opened this up for her.
Yeah, and BlueLobstah is only about 40 steps away from that cave total right now, being in Hawksness. Cole is just to the northwest, and the Stones Cave is just, I think, steps away. I think you can see both of them from the same place.
And unfortunately for BlueLobstah, nothing at the spot, and is now leaving, but hey, a free 83 experience points on the way out the door. So BlueLobstah, really, you gotta hope, is going to find that armor now and start exploring the rest of the world in a very efficient manner. Otherwise, Sparkover might walk away with this one.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Sparkover has continued doing some of the exploring up here, but might just be working her way back. Could also find the swamp and backdoor into Garenham, but I don't know that necessarily the backdoor is necessary.
The good news for our runners, it appears that the Axe Knights are the dominant enemy on the overworld and not the Red Dragon, so that Hurtmore spell is doing some work. Early on, the Red Dragon was a huge choke point near Hawksness and in those foothills to the northwest of the castle. We were very concerned, but it is what it is, and BlueLobstah gets sent home. That is very disappointing.
Yeah, that's a rough break. Running low on resources, didn't have any heal mores. Could have probably cast a heal, but I don't know that that would have really helped on that back attack.
And finally, we get a check of the armory, Bobsky. What do we get? Erdrick's sword in the first chest. The second chest has an herb. The third chest is a big bucks chest. The fourth is a magic key replacement.
Yeah, that would have made this this last 15 minutes for BlueLobstah a very different experience, I think.
Going from a bamboo pole to going from a stick to the big stick, that's what, a 38 attack power increase?
That's a nice trade-in.
I suppose if you just want to have 20 times weapon power, sure.
We'll just toss this bamboo stick. We'll just throw it away. It's fine.
The basement is dark, so do we have a swamp cave or the grave? It looks like the grave.
Yeah, that's grave, so it's 5 more chests in the basement. So there's still a gold grind here. I don't know that we've seen the silver shield. I wasn't looking for it when we were purchasing earlier.
Cole does not have it, but I believe the next town we saw did. I believe Garenham does, for sure.
And Sparkover, right behind in checking the treasury, gonna find the good news of that big stick in this first chest right there.
Back-to-back cursed belts? No, we're just seeing repeats here, of course. What are we getting? Torches, it looks like. And a sneak attack breath. That lack of cut down without the armor is really costing BlueLobstah a minimum hurt more, but gets the job done. How about that?
Yeah, I always get nervous when I see a 58 roll on that hurt more.
And Metal Slimes have learned their lesson. They are staying away from BlueLobstah at all costs. And right now, with no shields on either side, I wonder if we will see a gold grind at some point. And look at that, BlueLobstah continuing to get Axe Knighted out of existence. They are just being malicious.
Yeah, and Sparkover is going to get the next level, going to level 14 on this axe.
3, another 15 agility, 8 hit points, 3 magic points. Not getting the big stat gain wanted at one particular thing, but look at that defense. No shield and already at 74.
Yeah, that agility sitting at 88, turning green, looking good. You can always use more agility, but we're in a good place with that right now.
And something, honestly, you get a large shield, that puts you at 84. That's all you really need, honestly, to keep that attack power, high-end attack from the Dragon Lord 2 down. We're probably looking at that right now as the best way to go. That gold grind takes a lot of time. What, about 3 minutes? Plus getting the chest, plus dying?
Yeah, you're going to have to get down to these bottom chests to either reset your gold in the treasury or hopefully one of these is big bucks, and so you could potentially do it here. They still don't have outside, so you're going to have to walk out.
You get wings in the side chest. That just leaves the basement, the very bottom of the grave, where the stone or the silver harp is in the vanilla game. We'll have to wait and see if there's something important down there. It looks like BlueLobstah will continue diving. Sparkover, meanwhile, heading over towards those wings. And we have outside at 14. Thank you, chat. So all the spells at level 14 are completed.
Yeah, not waiting to see outside. At this point, it's probably not going to do Sparkover much value add, but we'll see. We'll see what's in store down at the bottom. It might just save us a death warp.
We have a sword Magidrak, or Erdrick's token if you prefer.
All right, so that bottom chest is required.
Looks like he might have been trying to death warp initially and now deciding I'm going to have to walk out of here. We do know there's Axe Knights that are doing 72 damage maximum with that breath, so not the worst play.
Yeah, you just got to find the right enemy. I'm not sure the Wyvern is your favorite for this. It's going to take a few turns, but eventually it'll do the job if it doesn't run away.
That baby breath is doing some decent damage, and it seems to like using it, so it's not the most terrible thing, Bobski. But yeah, it's taking turns here.
It's no fast ride home like that Axe Knight.
So chests we have not seen as of yet. All we're missing in the overworld is, I believe, nothing at this point other than Garanham.
Yeah, we've seen all of Mountain Cave, we've seen the Tablet Cave, we've seen Stones of Sunlight Cave, and we have seen, Sparkover hasn't quite gotten there yet, but we've seen all the chests and graves. So yeah, it's Garanham or the search spot, if there is a search spot.
That is true. We have also seen the inn at Remulder. Nothing that important in there. So yeah, that's all that's really left in the overworld at this point. The Death Necklace is looking like it could be a very big play here, and that strength hit points build right now, adding another layer of an advantage to Sparkover at the moment.
Yeah, and those hit points just became on the border of Death Necklace eligible. So we don't have the Death Necklace. We might not need it, but it's possible.
I believe the top of the grave was 2 torches and 1 cursed belt. For those asking in chat, I believe that was what we saw. It always gets confusing when you start seeing those items duplicating their names and not telling you what's really in the chest. Hey, Bobski, do you want to explain why that happens?
Yeah, so when Dragon Warrior was programmed, they allocated 8 slots to track the chests that you've opened. And the assumption was in the vanilla game that the most number of chests that you could see would be 7. And so you can actually trigger this in the vanilla game as well by going to Mountain Cave and then dying and going to the treasury. But essentially, you go and you open a couple chests somewhere and you die and you end up in the throne room. You get 3 from the throne room. The 3 that you opened at the beginning show up in the throne room that you respawn in. And then however many chests you open after that, whether you have, 5 open to that point, if you only open 2 beforehand, as soon as you get to 8, the next chest you open doesn't go away. So you just keep opening it. And if it's a gold chest, you get unlimited gold. If it's herbs, you get unlimited herbs. If it's cursed belts, you can fill your inventory with cursed belts, which you might not think is useful unless we're playing Cursed Princess.
Or you just like selling belts for 180 gold a pop.
I guess you can also do that if you're really having problems getting to town with the money that you carry.
So Remulder has the large shield, and we have a purchase of it on Lobstah's side.
Yeah, so that's the advantage to BlueLobstah right now. About 2,000 experience points behind. Really, really hurting to see that Erdrick's armor. Having the Erdrick sword is a gain, but Sparkover has it too.
Yeah, and it wasn't ever really used after ignoring the armory for so long. Could have had it 15 minutes ahead of Sparkover. Don't know if it would have made much of a difference, but it might have saved some magic points in the exploration.
Yeah, there might have been a few times where you could have taken an Axe Knight out after failing to kill it with that first hurt more. You might just swing the Erdrick's sword and take it out, saving that hurt or that second hurt more.
Or maybe slicing up rogue scorpions or druid lords or things of that nature. You don't need to waste those magic points on.
Yeah, so BlueLobstah still searching around, needs to find that Stones of Sunlight cave. Sparkover is striking out and is not necessarily beelining towards Garanham, but looks like on the way to Cantlin.
Cantlin might be the better play here, just to be sure, because you go to Garanham and you don't find the harp. You already know what's in the back of Garanham, which is that harp trade-in. Maybe just go to Cantlin, get those coordinates, get some experience along the way, see how easy the coordinates are. Because keep in mind, we haven't seen Swamp Cave as of yet.
Yeah, Swamp Cave could be behind Garanham. That could be your path to getting to the Harp Cave, but it's hard to say.
Regardless, Cole here for BlueLobstah. The bad news about to land in his lap here. The fairy flute is about to be found. Sparkover's not far at all from Cantlin here. We'll find out in mere moments if there are coordinates or if the Wizards just having complete faith in our victory. So those wondering, is Lobstah catching up? He needs to find that armor. The sooner, the better. Otherwise, I don't think catching up is really in the cards.
And this could be it.
Indeed, this is it. We get ourselves the Erdrick's armor. So BlueLobstah now actually ahead on defensive power, having a shield.
Ahead on defensive power, about 2,600 experience points behind, and Sparkover is going to, well, he's going to run into this NPC for a little bit, but should find out whether or not we have to search on the map for that harp.
And BlueLobstah right now has to find Garanham and Cantlin. Sparkover stops at the shop. All the expensive stuff in the world, but not a large shield.
And one thing that could be on the map here, Sparkover could be getting the coordinates for the Death Necklace.
Which could mean a lot with her strength hit point build. 20 north, 25 west.
That's countable.
It's countable, but there's not a lot of land up that way. There's lots of land. Sorry, I was thinking east.
Yeah, it's near Hawksness. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
Very countable. Is she going to go to Garanham first? No, she's going to straight count.
Yeah, it's going to be on the way to Garanham, so we're gonna see a pretty direct count here. It should just be north and west, so it doesn't even have to step out of the way, really. It just has to keep track of both counts as she goes.
We're going to be up in the foothills, most likely, where that red dragon resides, who was such a pain early on in the seed. Let's see if she can get it right on the first go. Meanwhile, the exploration continues for BlueLobstah. There's nothing on this little hook over here. I remember that. I don't think there's anything much out this way that I recall. And Fortune smiles. It's the harp.
Search spot is required. BlueLobstah, unfortunately, not in the right part of the map to get those coordinates right now. Has to go past Charlock and go to the east. So is currently on the west side of the map.
So now Sparkover knows. Time to go to Garanham. Can check those 3 chests just to be sure the Death Necklace is not sitting in there. And we're going to find out, thanks to BlueLobstah, in mere moments, what lies ahead.
Yeah, so the caves that we have yet to see are both ends of Swamp Cave and the Harp Trade-In Cave, where you get the Staff of Rain. So we could still have that old man at large, but it's possible that he's just behind the locked door here in Garanham.
And for those asking, the other trade-in cave, the Jerk or the Rainbow Drop Cave, is right by the castle. We have an herb. We have wings. Not what I think BlueLobstah wants to see necessarily. And hoping for that harp. Of course, we know it's not there. It's big bucks.
So that means the Death Necklace is sitting in Charlock. could be on the judge's table or the vanilla Erdrick sword spot or in the treasury in Charlock.
And it is indeed the Swamp Cave. Swamp North is what's in the back of Gurnham. BlueLobstah taking out a Wraith Knight here, and we'll be checking the spike spot, it appears. And look at that, Sparkover playing dangerous there, but gets away with that Blue Dragon swing at 26. It's an Armored Knight. Have we seen one yet?
I think this is the first one. If we did see one, it was early on when you only saw one swing and it took you right out.
Well, it's a physical attack. 2 hurt mores taken down. BlueLobstah, really close to level 14, appears to be rescuing the princess.
Yeah, doing a preemptive princess rescue, hasn't seen Caitlin, doesn't know the coordinates, so that's not necessarily a bad play. Unfortunately, BlueLobstah is going to see that princess rescue is not going to be necessary this scene.
I'm wondering if Sparkover has forgotten where Gurnham is on the map.
Looks like she's on her way now.
If that's the case, she's done a good job. Maybe some of that Nest Card's mapping ability rubbing off, but regardless, the Armor Knight goes down. That will be a level 14 for BlueLobstah. So BlueLobstah, I'm not sure what the plan is here. Heel walking before fighting the Armor Knight?
Yeah, you wouldn't rescue the princess to... I don't know. This is a choice.
And then finds another Armor Knight, I believe, just wandering the halls.
I thought that was Trap Tile, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
Oh, you are correct. It was Trap Tile. I did not see the step down there. I thought it was the step before.
So must have just been heel walking. It's just not as efficient as just healing when you have so much MP, but I think trying to get as much experience here as BlueLobstah can.
So I think a good point being made. I don't think BlueLobstah has seen Charlock. I don't believe so. Has not gone that far north from Cole. So now Sparkover checking for the Death Necklace, but of course, as we know, it will not be here. Herbs, Wings, and Big Bucks in the warehouse in Garanham. And at this point, she's just got to be thinking, give me a large shield and I can just, get this done.
Yeah, quick check of the stats there. Would like to see a little bit more attack power, but we're doing okay. That 140 hit points is really going to give you some doubles if you stick with it.
Or alternatively, you just use the Death Necklace 105. The thing of doubles at the current attack power. What are you looking at? Like a 5 to 11 range?
Yeah, that seems pretty close. And Sparkover just taking the quick trip through the Swamp Cave, expecting to find the Shrine Cave, the Staff of Rain Cave here, somewhere on the second continent. But it's hard to guarantee it. I think Sparkover has seen most of the overworld at this point, though, so it's pretty unexpected if it's not here.
Did we know that Star Wyverns had Healmore? I don't recall if we've seen that to this point.
We might have seen it earlier on, but I'm pretty sure that's the first time. And there's
right
our
there,
cave.
Right there, south of Swamp South. We have the Harp Trade and the Staff of Rain. Sparkover can now dive into Charlock if she so chooses.
There's the return. We'll see a quick trip in to grab our rainbow drop here.
And yeah, I think with 105, let's just do the math. She'd be fine. That's only, 50 damage maximum on physicals from the Dragon Lord? Or even 49?
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm always a little bit hazy on the Dragon Lord math. Unlike most of our experienced runners, have chosen to blissfully be ignorant of just that that exact turning point.
Well, with that defensive set 51, she could take 2 maxes with 105 if she uses the Death Necklace. It would be close. She would just need to roll a little better than average, but it looks like she's going to grind right now on the Stone Man at Hawksness and try to get to level 16.
Yeah, it's not that far away. So the Stone Man's not an ideal grind. Most runners won't choose it, but it's a lot closer than Garenham right now.
She's looking at 7 Stone Men, I believe, 6 or 7, and it is going to take several turns, but I'm surprised maybe you don't just go into Charlock, right? Just dive, see if you can find the Death Necklace, fight as you go down, get the experience that way. Kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, you can, but the MP, while it was good early, is actually kind of fallen behind at this point. So you only have a couple extra heal mores. So unfortunately, grinding on the way down is not necessarily going to be in your favor. You can probably survive on the hit points, but as soon as you get kind of quick encounters back to back, you might be in danger of losing a heal more.
Well, I didn't mean she dives to win now. I meant just dive, look for the Death Necklace, use your magic willy-nilly. Just do that sort of grind and explore. Kind of get that done, 2 birds at once.
Yeah, BlueLobstah, I think, has potentially... They just saw Charlock and came right back down into Stones of Sunlight Cave. Go right. Go right and go south.
Right now, following your edicts exactly, south will be the way to go. The geography kind of dictates it. Just got to go over a little more to the east and then south.
And has found an Axe Knight on the overworld. Might sit here and grind a little bit. Nope. Gotta explore. Got things to do.
Well, Cantland is there, so we will indeed get that harp, but that experience gap is still there. A couple thousand and growing at the moment. Sparkover's game to lose at the moment. We don't know what Charlock holds, and as we've often seen, it can be a great equalizer, Bobski.
Oh yeah, 1 failed Charlock dive can cost you easily up to 8 to 10 minutes, depending on what floor you lose it on.
And something else to keep in mind, with the strength, as it's growing right now, BlueLobstah's strength agility build is a huge detriment. You can see the hit point gap. It's going to be about 130 for BlueLobstah, but the Death Necklace might just be in play at 15 with the strength agility.
Yeah, the Death Necklace will still be in play, but it'll be much less attractive. I know that you might feel a little bit more wary about what you feel like at that point. However, the agility will buff the defense power.
Well, regardless of that, Sparkover drawing near with the Stoneman kill will be just short of level 16. We'll need 1 more kill, only 36 experience points away.
And we will see whether 16 is go or danger. But Sparkover is going to make us wait to see that. Going to wander out and go find an inn, I think, on the way to Charlock.
BlueLobstah picks up the silver harp from the search spot and is now only 1 trade-in away from diving Charlock, potentially.
And I don't recall if BlueLobstah saw the staff cave on the other side of the swamp, or if just returned to save the princess.
17 power, that seals it. It's all over but the cry, and Sparkover's just got to get down there and slaughter the Dragon Lord. Doubles galore with those hit points. It is easy street now.
Yeah, we should see... That should make this much, much more comfortable. Still a little bit of danger. Not a ton of defense power right now. But hit points at 142, you've got some to spare. You can fail to run a few times and still be well above a safe level.
You're talking 10 to 20 attack power right now. If Sparkover finds the dive easy enough, she could even look in the treasury. There's 6 chests, the Death Necklace, 6 in 7 chance. It is sitting in there. Could be used and put the attack power up to 150, which would be 12 to 25 range. That would be That would be bad news for the Dragon Lord.
So right now, Sparkover would be averaging 15. So would have to see, 11 swings for sure on that average damage amount. So sitting here with 102 magic points, that'd be 12 heal mores and a couple MP to spare. So yeah, it's definitely possible. You think with 140 hit points, you're going to see a few doubles. So a couple heal mores to burn here on the dive, but we'll see how friendly Sharlock is.
If Sharlock seems friendly, she could check out those treasure chests just to kind of speed up the Dragon Lord fight. But is it worth the investment? Debatable.
Yeah, it might make the fight a touch faster, but I think the steps that take you to get into the treasury are just not even worth it. You might as well just go.
I have to agree. I think it would be a wash at best. Sparkover into Sharlock, about to search for the staircase behind the throne. But first, this green dragon has words to say and blocks the run.
And Sparkover just shrugs it off. 13 damage, 15 damage. We're not taking a whole lot of hits from the green dragon. We'll see about our friend the bread.
Wonder if she'll make use of some fairy water here as she dives. Maybe keep wizards away anyway.
Yeah, you definitely can. I know that a lot of runners like to keep the fairy water around to the Dragon Lord, but at this strength, you're not going to need it.
And you can see BlueLobstah now heading through the swamp cave, going to go make that trade, but too little too late, most likely here. But BlueLobstah could maybe win this at 15 if Sparkover gets taken down. We'll have to wait and see what BlueLobstah decides to do.
Yeah, I think one of the few real dangers presented here in Sharlock is a potential back attack sleep. If there's something with Wombo that we haven't seen, which I don't think we have to this point, that's the only way I see Sparkover going down.
Pretty much, I'd have to agree. And you think BlueLobstah appears to be heading back into swamp, so I'm expecting we'll see a grind here.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the reasonable play. You see that 123 attack power and the MP where it is. I think I would want another level, or at least part of it, since I was already here. I know where I'm going. I've got my items, and I know when I death warp, I'll be right next to the jerk. So I could potentially just go straight to Sharlock after it.
You also have to think maybe feeling there could be a strength gain out there to be had, and not knowing where the death necklace is. What if you dive and it's at the quote-unquote judges table?
Yeah, I think if you were betting on that death necklace, this would look very different. 98 MP feels a lot more dangerous with only 129 hit points.
But with the defense power BlueLobstah has, would be okay to not die in 2 attacks, even if they're maximums.
That's true.
Regardless, Sparkover is already down to the very bottomest of the Sharlock floors, about halfway around this winding path to the Dragon Lord.
And we're going to find out what that spike tile is. Chat doesn't recall seeing a golem. I don't recall seeing a golem either. I think that's the one thing in this seed that we haven't seen. We do have the flute. Most people don't like to play on it. It does waste a little bit of time, but guarantees you that golem is not going to be an issue.
We have a red dragon trying to troll, but Sparkover makes it away and is wisely using herbs right now to get ready for the spike spot. It's a red dragon. It's a damage race now, or we might get a bird heal more. Should be fine. We'll have to wait and see.
That 41 was big, but the 27 followed, puts it in danger. The 40 would do it.
Oh, that is ugly. She's going to burn the heal more, but she should still have a shot here at the Dragon Lord. This is going to make it much dicier.
I think Sparko is still heavily favored with the 88, so 11 heal mores here to spare. Going to just go in with 130 hit points instead of the full 142. Just trying to see above 125 or so here onto the second level of Dragon Lord.
I'm not disagreeing with Chad. I'm just saying you've got to be careful. That's all. I didn't even know she has to do this, though. What she's doing right now is using the herbs. Setting up the double might not even be that necessary. But, may as well be safe.
Yeah, if you can get it, you might as well get the double to start. But this Dragon Lord just hitting the hurt more hard. And there's the stop spell.
So if she rolls low on her attacks, this could be a problem, but definitely still okay. Looking at the math, slightly under average there, but nothing too bad so far. With that, she's up to 31 damage already.
Yeah, dodging the back attack there was critical. Had the back attack come, we would have seen it a little bit tighter, but we're looking pretty good right now.
Up to 43 now, and another heal more gone. 9 left, still in pretty good shape. That puts her up to, what, 79? Something like that? I've lost count already because I can't count. But look at this, back-to-back heal mores. That's pretty rotten.
So bad Humors had to burn one, but should get a double. We're pretty close here.
That is ugly. She had a minimum roll after that double heal more. Suddenly, it's looking a little rocky, but she should get a double here. Could possibly get a triple. She will. Is she gonna
and
go anyway?
gets the triple. Gonna heal to be safe. Yeah, that makes sense.
She could get hit for 50, so technically the right move, but how likely is that? Just ask Jacobus Wedge taking a 49 on a max chance of a 49 a week or so ago. These rolls are pretty rotten.
Yeah, they are not. RNG is not being kind to Sparkover right now.
But still gets it done with 3 in the tank. No problem. Get your GGs out. Sparkover is going to survive and advance as BlueLobstah heads to Charlock. Sparkover leaves it. Sparkover advances Bobski to face Monsieur Slime in the next round of the bonus bracket.
Yeah, Sparkover finished in a time of 1:21:22 officially.
Keep in mind, she did start a little late on her end. I don't know what happened there. Probably just a stream delay is all. So she might have been even further ahead than we thought.
But definitely huge advantage to Sparkover there, finding the armor as early as she did. I think that's the real overarching story of this seed. Just some good exploration luck, and really not dying to those Axe Knights was huge.
Yeah, early on, once she got that armor, or even before the armor, she was just landing hurt mores and they were dying. It was a huge advantage. BlueLobstah now diving into Charlock. Unfortunately, the tournament is over after this match, but BlueLobstah says, you know what? I'm getting this done right now. Might we see some swag mores coming up, Bobski?
We could. I think BlueLobstah is going to get the level here and is going to feel very comfortable, though. So I don't think the swag more will be necessary, but it might still happen.
A solid 115 damage on an excellent move there for BlueLobstah.
And we have been joined by our winner, Sparkover. GG, Sparkover.
Hello. Thank you.
Well done to you. You advance to the next round. Monsieur Slime awaits you.
Ooh, we already know who I'm playing.
Are you excited?
I mean, excited and scared, yes. It's always a bit of the two.
I have to ask you, Sparkover. We already knew what the Axe Knight had. And when you found out they had that DL2 breath finally, were you thinking, wow, I got away with killing a lot of those guys before they finally showed their hand?
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure how lucky I got with that, but yeah, very lucky on that part.
We were just discussing the biggest differences in the race. Obviously, point 1, you found Erdrick's armor way earlier than BlueLobstah, but a close second has to be the Axe Knight luck. You kept killing them, and BlueLobstah kept getting killed by them. Yeah,
I could see that with the Dragon Lord breath being very unlucky that way, but yeah, It was, I thought that I found the armor pretty well, and considering it was essentially a swamp seed, it helped.
Oh, it was massive. It also cut down that DL2. It gave you all that healing. You could avoid the swamp, and it doubled your defense exactly when you picked it up. You went from 28 to 56.
Mm-hmm.
And BlueLobstah snagging that level on the dive. I think we are just about through the third level of Sharlock on BlueLobstah's screen.
We have a dark walk going on here. A red dragon appears, trying to run, unable to get away, and did get that level 16. So has now 130 hit points and 140 attack power, keeping in mind strength agility build. So 101 agility with that large shield, has 90 defense. So an overwhelming favorite if he can get to the bottom without using those heal bars. And even then, as we saw with Sparkover, you don't need all your heal mores. So Sparkover, what did you think when you saw all that swamp at the start?
Oh, I was overjoyed. You know how I feel about swamp. Do you know how I feel about swamp? I'm very happy to see some swamp.
You're so excited. It sounds like you revved up your motorcycles. That's how excited you were.
Sparko motorcycle.
It was go time when Sparko saw the swamp then.
Oh yes, I knew this was my seed. I really liked the layout of that right away. It was like you saw some swamp, you saw some bridges. There was a Sparko bridge right next to start there. Like, what more could I ask for?
I can see from chat this motorcycle incident is not isolated, so I'm glad to call it out. That's even more fun.
But that was I thought that was a very good challenging seed, like overall. It's like you couldn't really go very far out of the swamp, but I really liked what I did where I tried to venture out just a little bit to take a little advantage of the hurt more that we got right away. So I feel like that worked pretty well for me.
I was actually about to say that was something that was put forward in the commentary booth. You decided to do it. BlueLobstah did not, and it got you an early lead. But BlueLobstah in the mountain cave had what was it, Bobski, a 12 or a 13 turn fight with a metal slime to kind of even up the experience points at that exact point in the timeline of this race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was really kind of the equalizer in the experience points race. Like you said, you had kind of struck out and tried to find, I think you found the skeletons there to hit with some hurt mores.
Mm-hmm.
And you kept a couple hundred experience point lead until BlueLobstah got into the mountain cave and found a not very scared metal slime.
It took forever. He used heal, I believe, twice in the battle because of that baby breath, and it just kept hanging around. It was unbelievable.
The bravest little metal slime. What a good friend.
I believe BlueLobstah is now in the treasury, and the death necklace is in the $50 chest, the last chest BlueLobstah checks. So we're gonna have a death necklace attempt, it appears, on the Dragon Lord, and has burned a heal more along the way.
Yeah, so probably feels a little bit safer with that death necklace after having burned a heal more. Still probably not necessary, but will definitely make the fight go maybe a turn faster.
And while we get this to the finish line here, keep in mind this is not all the Dragon Warrior randomizer matches tonight. We have Angel FM versus Ryguy 3745, 7 o'clock on Randomania, I believe the exact same channel we're on. And at 9 o'clock, we have Smashy taking on DK9146 on a speed gaming channel. You don't want to miss either of those. Those two more matches tonight. Going to be some good stuff. Check it out.
And I believe those are both unbeaten matches at the top. So nobody in danger of getting sent out of the tournament, but they will be relegated to the challenging bracket.
And something to keep in mind as well, you win up top, that really increases your chances. Every win up there of winning the whole thing. You can make it all the way to the end of that bracket. You get 2 shots at the victory at the end of the dance. Oh, here we go. Dragon Lord time for BlueLobstah. Decent damage at the start and a hurt more to go. And then a stop spell sitting at 108. Are we going to see a death necklace put on here? Indeed, BlueLobstah is cursed. The body is being squeezed. And it is a hurt more, and just going for the attack, deciding, you know what? I've had enough of this light stepping. It's time to just start swinging. A 12 to open. I believe that's a minimum. Unbelievable, Bobski.
That's a roll that you can get, I guess.
And then a 14. Are you seeing this? Oh my goodness. But we do know that Dragon Lord is still setting up decently for BlueLobstah. I believe it's a 150 something for the Dragon Lord. We'll check the stats from our statistician once we're done the fight here. But my goodness, some big rolls early from the Dragon Lord.
And lots of fire. I know that if you're BlueLobstah and you have 90 defense power, you're hoping to see some of those physicals go pretty low, maxing out at just 98 hit points after the Death Necklace.
But still, the rolls are coming around. 20 and 24 on the last two. There's a nice physical. Too bad it doesn't matter at this point. Oh, that's a good one, though, Bobski. 24. But then fire. But that 23 meant quite a bit for Lobstah. This is going to be a slam dunk, barring a miss menu. Even with that 16 and those bad starts, those were 3 big rolls.
We could see the Swagmore get pulled out here and still have some room to ensure the fight.
Another 20. Unbelievable stuff here. BlueLobstah bringing it home. Not that far off of Sparkover's showing time of 81 and change. And look at that. 2 Healmores in reserve. Get your GGs out. BlueLobstah has got it done. A little death necklace action on the way out the door. Pardon me.
And a very respectable finish, just over a 90-minute finish here on this seed. Definitely could have been much... There's a lot of chance that you don't get out of that beginning stage for quite some time if you don't do it right.
Most definitely. And BlueLobstah did indeed save the princess. A little but thou must, but now I'm so happy. And it's all over. Personally, I like touring through the throne room to talk to the king. And then you go talk to the king outside where he says, King Lorik awaits. And it's like, you're talking in the third person, dude. That's pretty conceited. But regardless, it's all over here. BlueLobstah out. Sparkover advances. We'll have to wait and see if BlueLobstah is going to join us for some post-game. Apparently I'm talking so much, Sparkover and Bobski are both typing in chat instead of talking. Okay.
Just responding to chat. I think on our side we saw that the stream delay made Sparkover look like she started late, but I think she started right as the go happened in the SRL room.
Yeah, it's definitely a surprise to me, but either way, more than a 45-second difference between the two of us, so no questions there.
Seems fine. You guys worry too much. It's fine.
It's just the internet sometimes takes a little bit longer to get from Canada down to the States.
Well, it's just a big series of tubes, so sometimes it gets congested.
I was going to say my commentary seemed to be getting there just fine. I guess Ontario internet is better than wherever you might be.
Well, it's just a big series of tubes, so sometimes it gets congested.
I believe joining us now is BlueLobstah.
Hello, and GG to you, Sparkover. You played a fantastic game, I'm sure. I'll check it out on the VOD, but it certainly started as a slugfest, didn't it?
I had fun with it, honestly. I really do like to work. I mean, do you know how I feel about Swamp?
I know exactly how you feel. I was on your stream when you talked about it.
That's right. We had this conversation. I was thrilled. Though, I mean, it did give us sort of a little bit of an easy out with the desert right below, but I was delighted to see that. It was a fun little puzzle to work our way out of.
It was, I have to admit that.
But yeah, GG, very close for the two of us.
Really? I thought I worked things out a little too late, but I'll figure out where I went wrong when I look back at it.
I do have to ask the both of you, how relieved were you to see Heal and Hurtmore as level 2 presence?
It was a very, very good present, I have to say that.
It's always fantastic when you get that right away. Like the heal with the swamp, and then of course the hurt more to just, get things going right away. It's good. Like I love a good swamp seed, but they're definitely stressful in race situations because anything can happen.
I mean, the two of you were looking at 9 magic points, I believe, at that point in the festivities, and you didn't get a lot of magic, I think, until 4 or maybe 5 to really open up that exploration.
Yeah, it did take a little while to really get up to a point where where I could at least look around a little more.
And what did you both think of the red dragon infested foothills in the choke point across that bridge across
Oh my
the
gosh.
swamp?
That whole thing was a nightmare. Even the Axe Knights breathed Dragon Lord breath, so even that was a challenge.
I'm not going to spoil too much for you to watch it back, BlueLobstah, but I do have to say, not all Axe Knight experiences are created equal. And we'll leave it at that.
Point taken.
So, to that end, also I have to ask, the first town you find is Hawksnest, and you think, okay, we've got Hurtmore. Okay, this is cool. We can check this out. It's a stone man. All right, we need more magic. It's fine. We need more hit points. It's fine. We'll come back. What did you think when it was empty, when you finally took down that stone man?
I just immediately thought of the Price is Right losing horns, like do.
That was a disappointment. It's like, yes, I did some, and like I could barely defeat that stone man, and then it's like, yay! Oh.
It's something to note, BlueLobstah. I believe it took 6, at least maybe 7 Hurtmore attempts for Sparkover to take down that stone man the first time. It kept missing. It was wild.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both really had to swing for the fences in that one, definitely.
And yeah, honestly, the biggest difference, as discussed, was the order you found things in. You, Sparkover, found the armor much earlier than your opponent. BlueLobstah, you had keys about 20 minutes at least earlier than Sparkover. I do have to ask you a question. Did you forget you had not checked the castle chests?
I
the basement?
completely forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the sword, I just thought, oh man, I'm gonna pay for that one.
Well, you did get it ahead of Sparkover, but it was only by about, what, Bobski, like a minute? Something like that. I believe Bobski might have stepped away. Regardless, yeah, a bit of a miss there. We were also wondering if you were trying to set up a gold grind at one point, but when you finally died in Mountain Cave, BlueLobstah, you just immediately exited the castle.
I really wasn't going for gold grind. No, I saw that I figured it was time to at least start trying to look for the rest of the items, and as it turned out, it really didn't matter in the end, because by the time I was ready to take on the Dragon Lord, it was just getting the shield the silver shield really didn't matter that much, or at least seemed to.
Well, sometimes that's the way she breaks, and yeah, with that agility that started out so bad for the both of you, coming on so strong and giving so much defense, along with those, shall we say, generous hit point gains as the levels went along, shields were kind of unnecessary. And for those wondering, Bobski's internet has unfortunately decided to go the way of the dodo, as it were, and he sends his best, and thanks for the chatting. He enjoyed the race. GG's to the both of you.
GG to Bobski's internet.
Thank you, Bobski, and of course also Brycel for doing the commentary as well. Just shout outs to everyone putting on the show behind the scenes. Really appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. We had CyberDark86 doing the restream, Centroid41 doing the tracking, I think we'll just let both of you have a final say, and then I'll do a sign off, and we will do a raid. So hang around for that. So BlueLobstah, you unfortunately are out of the summer 2020 tournament. Any final words on the way out the door?
Well, it was my first tournament. I really did learn a lot from watching things back, and Sparkover, you got your swamp and your bridges, so and again, you played very well, so congratulations to you, and I hope you do well in this tournament.
Why, thank you.
And Sparkover, any final words / any words for Monsieur Slime going into next week?
Watch out, the bears are coming. No, I look
He's a
forward to
guy
the
to
next
win.
match for sure. It's going to be some good fun. It's, I've just been really enjoying the tournament, and it's, just a good time to just see the community come together and, put the lovely show on and, support everyone playing the matches. So thanks again to everybody, for showing up and for making this match come on, and let's have another fun week next week.
All right, guys. So to review, we have 2 matches tonight. One at 7 o'clock here on Randomania. One at 9 o'clock on a Speed Gaming channel. Check them out. I believe they're both top of the bracket matches. Should be good. We're going to raid High Spirits. So I'm Brysolf. I'll also sign off for Bobski. Thanks for being here. What a great race. We'll see y'all next time for the next one. And we're done.